This is my Blue Bay Shepherd, low content wolf dog. His name is Fenrir. I call him Fen for short. He is enjoying his frozen food. In the food, you'll find I kind of rotate their meals so they don't have the same main protein every day, except for the ground beef. I add ground beef into every single one of them because that's, if I mix the ground beef with the fruits, it's easier for them to eat. Oh, for Fen to eat. Fen's really picky with his food. Surprisingly, he doesn't like eating. He'll eat a plastic bag if it's outside, but God forbid there's a piece of vegetable in his food and he finds out because he won't eat it. But this one just has chicken breast, chicken quarter, it has chicken feet, it has ground beef, blueberries, chicken liver, and it has fish as well. So this is gonna be like a little ASMR video. You'll notice that Fen is a lot more proficient in eating his raw food than Ghost. Ghost kind of just moves everything around and keeps like, he's funny. He'll eat it like straight down, like he'll bite into it down. But Fen will find like the weak points and chomp on those. He'll use his paws to hold it in place. You'll see. It's so funny though, because Ghost is such a silly dog. He's such a little klutz. But yeah, just if you guys have any comments regarding Fen and how he is behavior wise, what he does, his temperament, you guys can go ahead and ask whatever you want. I'll make sure to answer it. So Fen right now is 12 months. He actually just turned 12 this month, like 2 weeks ago. He also has a really good temperament, just like Ghost does. He doesn't mind me being close to him or me touching him. He knows that I'm not gonna eat his food. I did this a lot more with Fen, where he was eating and I would touch him more than Ghost. Ghost I did with the kibble a lot, but dry food is, I think, less of an importance to them than raw food. And the reason I say that for my dogs is because I can feed dry food together. Like I can feed him and Ghost at the same time in the same bowl. And yeah, like I don't feed them in the same bowl, but I can, like if I had to, you know. And they don't fight for it, they don't bark, they don't attack each other or anything. But when it comes to raw food, then they will still wait. Like Fen will growl and Ghost will growl, but that's normal, you know. I don't think there's a, you know, it's their food, you know, they don't want another dog eating it. So they'll show signs like, hey, get away from my food. And they will, you know. Ghost doesn't try to take his food and Fen doesn't try to take his food. So you can tell that it's raw food is a lot more of a, that's a big prize for them, you know. They would, the type of prize that a kibble is to them is not that high. You can see that because they share it, you know. They don't mind if somebody else eats it. They don't mind if I grab it or if anybody grabs it, you know, they don't care. But with raw food, with each other, they are a little bit more like, hey, dude, that's my food. Step back. You know, stuff like that. His little signature white paw over there, and his white toe. So yeah, I mean, I probably won't talk too much in these first couple videos because I don't have any baseline or any questions that, you know, I know what to talk about, but I don't want to answer everything off in one bat. That way I can have more videos to kind of talk about stuff and mention the stuff that I want to mention. So yeah, if you guys want to pick my brain, go ahead and ask me. I know maybe you're thinking like, well, what dog food do I feed them? I actually rotate their dog food. I rotate the brand. I did a lot of research into a couple brands, and from what I found, there's a selective few that I do actually don't mind feeding them. But I don't mind making the brand. I don't mind putting the brands, and then speaking on like why I chose them. I actually plan on doing a video like that, so I probably will. That way you guys can know what brands I feed them and why I feed them that brand. Yes, Origin is one of them. I know you guys, I know I see a lot of Origin stuff going around that it's supposed to be like really good, and it is really good. Right now, the only controversy behind it, and you know, with every brand of dog food, you're gonna find a little bit of controversy. Right now with that one is the fact that they moved from the Canadian plant to the, I think it's where is it now, Minnesota or no, Kentucky. I think it's Kentucky. It moved to the United States, and now the quality of the food has greatly decreased, and a lot of people are saying that their dogs are getting sick and this and that and all this other crazy stuff. So that's just something to consider, you know, and that's one of the reasons why I actually rotate their food, is because you never really know for sure with dog food. You know, somebody else made it. This is produced in a factory, you know, anything can happen to the food. So I rotate it just in case that something does happen. I've already like transitioned them to another food. And I want to say there are like 6 brands of dog food that I actually trust that I rotate. Maybe a little bit more. But I did enough research to where the ingredients are good, to where the reviews were good, and to where the company that I looked into was actually good and not a greedy company. You know, and I'm not going to get that into it, to like the greed side in this video, but I will. I really do want to get into like to give you guys the perspective of what it's like to be one of the richest companies in the entire world, Nestle, and put that much little effort into dog food. So yeah, I do plan on making a video like that. And you know, the reason that I also buy like these other brands, and unfortunately the price is more expensive on them, but I would rather pay an extra $30 and support perhaps a company that's trying to do good and trying to work their way up, than pay, you know, $30 less and support a huge company like that that feeds off people using selective advertising. So yeah, but I want to go into that in another video where I just only talk about that and explain my opinion and why I believe what I believe. So we'll leave that for another day. Right now Fan is still very much enjoying his little meal. I guess I can talk about how Fang actually dug a hole and got out. It happened like in a matter of 2 hours or so, 2 to 3 hours, where I fell asleep, and then I came out to go grab him, and he had already dug a hole and gotten out. I ended up placing kind of like tile, but it's not really tile. It's like brick, like square, like bricks, but in a shape of a square instead of a rectangle. And I went ahead and put those underneath where he dug, all around, like basically the entire fence, for both sides. That way, he's not able to dig there anymore. And since then, he hasn't tried. So I guess another solution that I'm trying to do is put cement. I'm gonna go ahead and block out that whole side with cement. That way it's impossible for him to dig, and get a bigger fence. That way, because you know, I never thought that he'd dig out. The only next thing is for him to jump out. So just get a bigger fence, get a bigger door, and that should be good. But I mean, he's only outside when he has to go pee or poop, or if in the mornings, because he wakes up at 3. I mean, sorry, at 6:30. So I take him out at 6:30. I'll leave him out from 6:30 to like 8, and then I'll let him back in, and I'll go to school. So I leave him out because if I'm in school and my roommate is in school and none of us are here, then him and Ghost are inside the cage, because he is very disruptive. So I leave him outside here in the backyard if I'm inside and it's not too hot. Like right now it's pretty hot, so as soon as we finish, he'll go back inside. But usually on cool days, he actually enjoys being outside. He won't, if it's too hot, he'll let you know, because he'll scratch the door and be like, yo, let me in, it's hot. So we just let him in. But if it's a cool night or a cool morning, he's fine with just chilling outside. He'll be playing with the other dogs. So yep, I guess I'll wrap this video with that little comment. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye from Ben and I.